Hey, this is Tracy Lewis with Stuff and Things, and welcome to another Winter is Coming Wednesday. This is, I believe, episode 22, and I am now going to run through for the next couple, probably 3 weeks. I'm going to run through the holiday cards that I was able to make at the North Carolina demos meeting. And the first card I have to share with you is my team leader Libby's project that she put together for everyone to make. It is very cute. It's not often that you have a pink and green Christmas card, and I think it works really well. So I've got the list of materials here. I love it when I am provided the list of all of the materials. So this uses the Sweet Gingerbread stamp set and dies, the Merriest Moments stamp set, Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder, which is on the vellum here. You can see there's trees and snow. I like when you crease the vellum that through an embossing folder, you get the effect and you get the 3D look as well. The foil, this is the foil pack, the silver foil pack, and if you look carefully, you can see some lettering, and she crinkled it with the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. I think that works really well. And then it has a really tiny, simply elegant silver trim bow. And the colors she used is the soft succulent ink, so the green, and the second tree there is stamped off. And then I did the snowflakes stamped off as well. This is Blushing Bride cardstock with polished pink ink. And let's see, is she missing telling us? Oh, this is the Sweet Gingerbread die set that creates this nice border. And then I added the iridescent gems. There were 3 options. I have one here. 3 options to choose from. And I chose the Basic Jewels. So Basic Jewels is what I went with, and I'll show you why, if I can show the others. So there was the opal rounds, and I liked these really well because notice they have flecks of green and pink, but I thought that with the detail on the card that there would just be, it'd be too large. These were just not the daintiness I was looking for. So you have the detail in the border, you have the details in these trees that are embossed, and everything is very small and tight. So I really thought that these weren't the best choice, even though I think with the green and pink, the colors are good, just the sizes aren't as good. Then we also received these very white iridescent pearls, and they don't have as much pink as I would like. I liked the size of them. I really liked the small pearls. So it really ended up being a battle between the Basic Jewels, the iridescent, or the iridescent pearls, and I, in the end, chose to go with the more pink colors. So that's just to give you an idea of my thoughts as I work through these different decisions to make when making a card. And then as far as placement goes, I like to have things randomly placed. I like to use things in odd numbers. Notice that Libby's design here had the lollipops, 3 of them. And then for trees, we have those are even numbered, but I don't think that it is really relevant too much. You've got a grouping of 4 here in the center behind the lollipops. However, when I was thinking of putting a stone on each lollipop or sucker, whatever they're called, this bow over here covered enough of it that I thought it would be fun to just have 2 of them covered. And then to make my odd numbers, I did a large and a small. I picked this location specifically because when I stamped this, I got a little something furry ended up on a little bit of green that I didn't like. So I hid it. And then this particular rhinestone, now if you carefully pick them up, each rhinestone that is pre-adhesive has a backing, and there it is. It's kind of folded now, but I wanted you to see it, that if you're careful, you can pick them back up and move them. And I wanted to make sure that you could see that I could move them. So like if I thought that having these two on the bottom wasn't going to work, I've now carefully picked this one up. I've reapplied its adhesive that's kind of sticking off the side. And then if you don't, once you've peeled off very carefully and not torn your paper, if you want to put a new adhesive back, you can take a dot. So I have one here. I just tore it off the sheet. And you can either use the whole dot, which is actually not overly large, or you could cut it in half with scissors. So I am pretty comfortable with taking the adhesive and carefully picking up a rhinestone. However, if you use glue, which I often will use glue for really small items to attach them, like the all of the different little bling elements that are in the Everything Fancy sequin set, I use liquid glue. But when you use liquid glue, wherever you put them, you're stuck with it. It will leave a mark on your paper. So I do prefer, when I can, using the adhesive backed, because they are a little more forgiving and you can move them around more easily. So that is the front of this card. And then Libby did a bunch of fun stamping on the inside of the card, so I went ahead and did stamp, stamp, stamp. And I think it looks very cute. It's my favorite of the holiday cards, and it's not this sweet, whimsical look. Isn't a typical Libby card, so I'm sure she had fun creating it for us to put together. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them on this video or over on my blog. Next week we will continue on with more of the projects that I did at the meeting with the holiday theme materials. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.